So as a trader, you must have a routine that you follow either every morning or every start of the week, depending on the type of trader you are. Swingers must mostly consider the weekly structures, and then intraday, every day, at the start of the day, they look at the charts to see how the day is going to go, to get biases and all that. So as a trader, you must have a routine, or what you can term as a set of rules that you're going to be following. Now, one of them that I've been emphasizing here is the moment you open your chart, the first thing you have to do is to know that I'm supposed to identify direction. After identifying direction, I need to identify structure. After identifying structure, then I can look at entries. Most of us just want to open the chart and start looking for trades to take. No, that's the wrong criteria. According to me personally, that's my personal view. You may be right and could be making for you some profits. But personally, I would recommend you start with getting the direction. You know where you're going. After that, identify the structure which you're going to trade. By structure, what do I mean? Of course, structure is made up of turning points, but those turning points create shapes and patterns. So it's from the turning points that we are identifying, we're getting the M's, we're getting the W's, we're getting the head and shoulders, inverse head and shoulders, the rising wedges and the rest, right? Those are what we call structures that we want to trade. Now, it has come to our attention that most of you are getting difficulties in identifying, especially the structure to trade using the structure time frame. Now, today I would like to use example of the daily time frame because most of us do intraday. Most of the people have asked the questions. So this is an example of volatility 50. Don't mind about the example of what of the example I've used. What I'm showing you can apply it anywhere, whether you're using it on crypto, whether you're trading futures, whether you're trading forex, whether you're trading stocks. It works everywhere as long as it has price and has candlesticks. So I've opened my chart here. I'm focusing on structure. I'm not going to talk about direction, right? So what do I observe? I observe that the market, when it was going up here, we had an aggressive push, right? So in process of creating this aggressive push, we saw that sellers tried to fight here. I'll identify that. I've not yet marked what I want. I'm just trying to identify what I'm seeing, the structure, the turning points, because the market attempted to turn from here. Then another turning point I had was here, right? Where the sellers tried their level best to push the price down, but they did not reach this structure here. Are we together? Then again, when the market created this, the sellers pushed price down, but buyers after overpowered them and pushed the price higher. So what did we see? We again saw that price was pushed back into this level here, right? And then again, we see that the price created for us a turning point here, right? Now, after identifying this, we are going to go back to the basics. But before we go to the basics of what I'm showing you here is what I do every day. Those I've taught privately, you know, this is what we do, right? So I'd like you to pay attention and you follow every step that I'm showing you here, right? It's what we have been doing over and over, but we have just removed the other parts. Now we're dissecting the structure. We're assuming that you want to get a trade and then you take a trade, right? To identify targets, where are you going to take the trade from? Why are you taking from there? I'm going to show you all here. So just pay attention until the end, right? So having marked these levels, okay, so we have said that we have a hidden structure here. Normal hidden structures, I would recommend you use something that you can, that is a bit different from the actual marking that you're going to make. So I'm going to use lines. So I have a structure here that is hidden. Most of us tend to ignore these hidden structures. So that's one. Then secondly, I do have this turning point here, which gave us the first high that gave us a significant push of showing us the presence of sellers. Now, when the market gave us that high, now we're looking for a significant levels. Which level gave me a retest into this area? We had this area here, right? Are we together? So I'm just going to adjust it nicely like this. We shouldn't go so far. So I'm just going to adjust it nicely, right? So this is the high that gave me a retest here. And then we broke above. So this high was supposed to give us a retest into the previous high that we had. So this is how we're supposed to move. We have a high, higher low, high, higher low, then high. We're supposed to come and retest here. But now, since the market has failed, it means that this bottom here, this low here, this last higher low here is very, very important to us. So either the price should bounce from here or it should be broken. Remember, we said that significant or key areas are supposed to either be respected or broken, right, to start a new journey. Now, in this case, what do you observe happened here? The market broke it below. Are we together? So meaning that we're now no longer interested in looking for the market going up. It means that now the market is interested in looking for structures that it had not tested. For example, we have a hidden structure here and this bottom. So we have to also identify them. Since we are going down, right? So now to make our chart clean, usually you see the charts I share, usually they're neat. So I'm just going to delete this so that we focus on only the levels that have not been tested. We have this level not tested and this level. It is tested, but not properly. So I'm just going to mark this bottom here that the market has given us here. That gave us, sorry, it has just given us here. So I'm just going to mark it like this, right? Now you can see all the turning points I'm marking are key areas that the market would react to. Then I'll go to line chart. I can use the candles because I've experience, but if you don't have experience, you can use a line chart. I've already taught you guys this. So we have this turning point here, and also we have this turning point. So you can just identify this as an area, just like this, up to where the price is like this, right? To stand for the hidden structure that I've showed you. So we go back to candlesticks. You'll observe that it's in the same candlestick here. So we have already identified our levels. Now let's go to the next time frame, the next lower time frame, right? So in this case, our next lower time frame is H4. This is the area that is not tested that we mentioned. You can clearly see it was not tested. It was a resistance here, resistance, resistance, and then the market broke above. When the market came, it did not react. So this was our last higher low that we talked about here. So you can clearly adjust it if you want. So I'm just going to adjust it to match the levels that we want to focus on. So I'm just going to adjust it like this because I'm in H4. I'm just going to adjust it like this, right? So you can clearly see the market came, closed below this area here, retested it, then pushed in the H4 time frame. Now, it means that these are the areas that I'm going to focus on now going forward in case I want to trade volatility 51S. I'm not going to focus on anything else. Are we together? Remember, we saw in daily the structure time frame, the structure time frame that we had because we're intraday, we're doing intraday. So we're going to be using daily. Remember, we said that daily gives us the structure for intraday and below, while weekly gives us the structure for long-term traders or those who want to swing, right? That's why we have not marked it weekly. I'm talking about structure of intraday. But if you want to structure of weekly, the procedure is the same. Just the difference is that you're going to use this time, the weekly time frame. Are we together? So let's just do a repetition a little bit. We have now a high, higher low, high, higher low, high. And we have closed below this last higher low of ours, meaning that we're looking forward for sales. So I don't expect you to be thinking about buying unless you're doing a short-term buy. For example, if the market changes trend from where it is here, you can be targeting this area here for those who trade reversals, right? But this is for people who already experienced. For example, those who have been trading and they just like trading for a short period of time. Remember, intraday has different type of traders. It has continuation traders, it has the scalpers, it has there are very many types of trading. And also in that, being a swing and a scalper, you can either trade in continuations or you're trading reversals or retests, what you can call retests. So if you want to trade a retest, you know that this is going to be my target because not tested. If we break above here, then we shall be testing this. Then as continuation traders, we're focusing on this area, or we are focusing on this area to continue lower. Because remember, when we're starting, we said that we have a structure that the market did not test here, right? Now that the market has closed below this area, it means that we need to come back and test this structure here. Are we together? That's why I first wanted to give you a basic. Most of us don't tend to understand this basic while on the charts. This is the basic: high, low, high, low, high. So we're interested in the market bouncing off either here or here to continue higher, right? But the moment it fails to do that, like it has done, it has closed below it, it means now we're interested in using this area to take our sales or just to make retracements to those levels as we continue lower. That's how we start making a downtrend. Are you guys seeing how it comes about? Are you together? I hope we're following. I'm not so fast, right? So now you can, the reason why we recommend or advise top-down analysis is you now come to the next lower time frames and start adjusting. For example, you can clearly see this is a structure that we marked in a bigger time frame. The daily, you can see it was a resistance here, it was a resistance here, it was a resistance here. And also you can see the price is trying to react on it, right? The next level that will be key is this area here, right? I see. So the moment we close below here, a proper close, a weak retest, you can refine, you can target this area, right? These are good pips for intraday. In case we break this level, we know we're targeting this area here. Now, if you want to take retests, we are going to be focusing on this movement from this part to this part. How did the market approach? So you'll focus on this move for a change of trend to come and retest this area here. Are we together? If we break here, we shall be focusing to retest this area. Then if you want to trade a continuation lower, we shall focus on this whole move here to determine a change of trend. Just like we have identified this area we have broken below, we shall be focusing on that move here to take this sell below. Are we together? So that's how we mark our areas that we want to focus on, the structures at which we want to take the trades. You can clearly see your chart is very neat. You won't have issues of decision making, and it's very neat, right? We shall take another example of a trade that I've shared before. This is step index. We have shared this before. So let's clear this. I'll start again from a daily time frame just for intraday traders. Now, if you have to open your chart like this, let me just show you the overall picture. You can see this is a downtrend, but you can see there are many highs and many lows. So it will be difficult for you, it will be confusing for you. So what you do is you'll identify which move gave us a very significant push high. So I'll focus, since we're in a downtrend, I'll focus on marking that low, right? Then I will just put there. You can use lines or you can just mark using a rectangle. I love using rectangles because it gives me an area. So we have that. Now, we also have to identify which significant push from down here went and retested it. So we have this. Then I can also mark this area here, right? So this is the area that gave us that retest. So I'll mark it like this, right? So you can clearly see that we have the area in which we want to play. We have this area and we have this area. So we have a market that created a low, lower high, low, lower high. Then we had a low, lower high because we retested here. But then the market broke above, made a false breakout. So we have a virgin area here that the price has not tested. If you want, you can mark all the areas, but just for the purposes of learning and saving time. So also we have this bottom here. You can see this. We had this low. Why am I marking that? We have a low, lower high. We have a low, lower high, because to give us a retest there. Then also we have a low, which came and created equal highs, reacted here, broke above the market, came and reacted here. But you can see it's ignoring this high here, which was a significant turning point. And when we broke above, we never tested it. Are we together? So alternatively, also, if you want to mark more levels down, you can mark this one because to give us a equal highs up there. So you can have this area here like this. Are you seeing it? So this area here was tested. I'm not going to be interested in it. So I can delete it. I can delete it like this. So I remain with levels that have not been tested as the market is coming down. So you can see this area here was not tested, this one, and also this one here was not tested. Why this one? Because it also gave us a retest of this significant level. So you can see I have my levels already plotted out, right? Now, let's go a bit lower, and then we see in the next lower time frames, we try to identify these areas here. How is the market approaching? If I've not entered the trade, where am I taking the trade from? So let's go down to H4. Now, when I come to H4, I want you to focus on where the price was approaching this area here, right? You can clearly see that the market gave us a reaction here. I'm just going to change the color to red, right? This one here. So we're interested in seeing the market reacting to this level, which it did actually. Are you seeing this? Let's extend it to my right-hand side. You can see the market did what? The buyers pushed this and sellers tried to react here, giving us a higher low, right? Then we broke above, right? Now, this area here was not tested. So meaning that it's done we are interested in. So the market came back, reacted, then failed to continue higher by not even taking out this high. So what were we interested in? We're interested in market properly breaking this area here, right? We have spoken about the proper break, how the market should close, how it should behave, and also how it should retest. We have spoken about all those rules. Maybe you should just go and watch the video on that, right? So I'm not going to, so that I don't make the video long, I want to go much into that. So you can clearly observe that the market broke below this area here. We have a proper break that the market made. Even if the momentum upwards is stronger than this one down, we have spoken about momentum. This push up shows that buyers are stronger than sellers. This shows that we're just going down to retest untested levels. And what have we done? We have just noticed that we had untested levels here and also the one that is slightly below, which is this one here, right? That we are targeting. Are we together? But also, I want you to focus on this move upwards. We have already identified one area that we want the market to retest before breaking it to continue lower. The next one, those who have watched the breakdown on step index that we have been showing you guys on our social media, was this one here. You can just go and follow us on all our social media pages. That's why we post our breakdowns, replicating all the rules that we share with you here. Are you observing? So meaning that when the market broke here, your next target is this untested level here. Now, again, once we have a proper break, I know someone may say, but the market broke here. Yes, it broke, but how has it broken? Does it follow the rules that we showed you guys? No, it doesn't have those rules. It just has a crossing, not the rules that we shared with you. This is where most traders go wrong, right? So the market gave us again a false breakout here and retested here, right? So we are having this area that the market crossed below it and then went and retested. So if you're to mark lows and highs in this movement, how would you mark it? So we have a low, lower high, then we have a low. Why am I marking this one here? We have this low here. Why am I choosing this one? Because it's one that gave us a proper retest to this area. Are we together? So we have a low, lower high, a lower low, a lower high. Then now we have crossed below this area here, but we have broken below this area here by coming below to react to this area here, which was our initial target. So this should have been like our low. Then we have a retest to this area, but we did not have it initially. So we're just going to mark this area also as our new low, in case you're following the lower low and lower high. Remember, where our interest is to identify where to take the trade from. Are we together? Keep in mind that these are our targets below here that have not been tested. These ones already, we had these inside ones that have been taken out. If you watch the breakdown that we did, I mentioned these levels. But I'm just trying to show you, in case you're doing intraday and the traders already left you, which levels can you mark to take your trades, right? So we have a low, lower high, low, meaning that if you're trading a reversal, you look for a trade using this movement down, right? And your target would be this one. And if you're a continuation trader, you'll use this movement upwards to retest here to target this low here, because it was not tested. Are we together? So the market came and created a new low by testing this point, but we don't have yet a significant turning point that we are going to consider, right? Because in this move, we have made less a low, lower high, and we have created new lows, but we don't have a level that has been as tested yet. Now, the level that gave us a retest after that is this low here that came and gave us a reaction here, then made a higher low because it has broken above this turning point, which is not significant, but it's also a turning point because it reacted to the untested level that we had. So that's why you see the market broke above to test this significant level here, because it gave us a lower high. So it made a lower low, lower high. Remember, we have a turning point here that we have crossed above, so we have to react. So the market reacted, now it has closed below. So meaning that our key points to focus on are this level and this level here. So if we clearly break above on a weekly test, we can be targeting again these highs here, right? But remember, we're not focusing on taking buys yet because the structure is still downwards. The structures we have to test are still lower. So in this case, you'll be focusing on taking sells. Are we together? So in this case, you should wait for the market to break below here. On a weekly test, you target this level here. Are we together? That's how you identify levels to trade. Now, of course, also here, we shall expect the market to react, or if it's aggressive, it will break below. On a weekly test, then you can know that I'm targeting this untested level so that I can reach all the targets that we have identified that were not tested. Remember, you first start by identifying it in the structure time frame. And when we're talking about the importance of time frames, we say that the structure time frame is done that gives us the targets. I hope you can now observe that our targets that we're marking are untested levels in the structure time frame. Are we getting it? So I just wanted to make it like an extension of identifying levels of highs and lows where you can take your trades from. You can clearly see your chart is very neat. You can delete the ones that you don't need here urgently yet, because you see this is a daily time frame and it will take some time for us to reach down here. So you can say that I want my chart to be neat. I can delete this and eliminate the ones that I've retested. For example, like this one, I can decide to remove all this so that my chart is very neat. I focus on the ones that have not yet been tested. For example, here I can remove that, so that when I go to H4, I'm having a very clean chart and it's easy for me to make a decision. What we want is not to fail to make a decision. Sometimes we fail to decide which point are we focusing on because you can see it's having so many turning points. And the method I've just showed you, which we have been using always in all our breakdowns, if you've been watching our videos, it's the same thing we do, but just wanted to simplify it for you, right? So in case you have any questions, make sure you drop it in the comment section and we shall be able to either answer it in video form, or if the answer is short, we shall be able to answer it in a written format. But for now, in this case, remember we're looking at selling. So we have broken back below this area here. We shall be focusing on the market crossing back below this turning point. Then we can target this area here, right? And if the breaks below here is when you can put back that level that you had marked down there so that it can be your other target. That's how you trade. You don't have to force trades. You just have to determine what type of trader you are. For example, those who were trading reversals had to, and discontinuation happened. So we had to look for a change of trend using this. Then you trade this reversal to go and retest that area, right? Since we had broken it. Then those who were trading continuations had to use this retest here to look for the continuation until this target, because we had not targeted. I know we almost reached it, but we didn't target it. And a significant level where the price does what has to touch it and react to it to simplify that level is significant. Are we together? So that is it for today. I hope you guys picked value out of it and have a nice time.